It's another part of my journey. This is where I worked a long time ago. It was a big, huge cargo container ship right there. We're in the Port of Tacoma cargo area. It's a cool place. I was part of doing a major construction project here a long time ago. I was making like, geez, 48 bucks an hour. It's quite a bit. It was a lot. It was enough to get everything caught up. Bought a whole bunch of cool stuff. So that's where we were, back here working. Actually put in a fire hydrant system. Probably these ones right here. That's where I was. All the way there. Yeah. It's concrete boys. Their beams and stuff for all the underground bases and highways and stuff. It was a huge project. Fire hydrant system all the way to there. There's another one. 12 feet deep. Trench. 3 foot, 3.5 foot wide. The mountain right there, mountain right there. Bunch of stuff going on. It just ends up here. Where we're at. It's busy now. It's Sunday. Govonors Day was Friday. Hopefully everybody that works hard back here probably had a 3-day weekend. So, I guess this is where all the fuel comes in from the ocean. Fuel tankers. We did a concrete, 10 inches thick of concrete. Cool. Like 500, 700 vehicles over there sitting. Not sure which ones they are, but they should come in from a different nation, a little far away. Stuff way over there. That was just part of my projects I did a long time ago. Container sales, public welcome. Guess you can get yourself a cargo container right there. Bunch of semi trucks over that way. I'm just hitting some old stomping grounds here where I spent a little bit of time. I'm sure anybody would get up to go make 48 bucks an hour and work in the Port of Tacoma, putting down some concrete, installing a fire hydrant system. It was all new to me. And I was never one to have much knowledge about we actually had the Port of Tacoma watching over us, LNI watching over us, City of Tacoma Water Department watching over us, documenting everything every day. You had somebody standing over you, watching you, just documenting everything. And when we're out there, something happened. I guess one of the semi trucks blocked off the railroad, or hit the railroad guys and their train, and the train blocked off the path for a few days, and they had to fly in all the people from the union, like they had to have a major meeting. So we just stood around and got paid for 2 days just standing around. There's nothing even to do because none of our supplies could get in and out. And the guy that was on supervisor, he said, you know what, they're paying for it, so we're just going to continue to stand here. And we did. And you're talking about at least 20 employees all getting prevailing wage pay scale for 2 full days and not even doing anything because the railroad union and the truckers union in the Port of Tacoma want to have a war. And they did. So they got a whole bunch of the rental. It's like a whole bunch of cranes here. And this is the casino I was working on before it was ever built. I was actually part of Mid-Mountain Excavating. They're the ones that traveled out here and laid all the hubs, the elevation hubs, and we're part of setting things up. This casino wasn't even standing. None of it even existed, and I was one of the first ones out here laying things down. I mean, none of this was here. And I used to report to the Tarot department over here. They're the ones that dispatch you from a different tribal nation, and they're supposed to give you preference to hire, mandatory by law, and then they shut me down illegally, and it made me very angry because I missed out on a lot of money here because of these people and their stinginess, and it was probably from the board of directors in our tribe and some other people. There's also a fine-ass girl. She's very beautiful. She actually showed up in the Tarot department. I'm sure people were saying her name was Tracy. But anyhow, I tried to make advance with her. You know, she's actually very beautiful, and I'm searching for a wife, and I'm still searching for a wife. And she's like a supermodel, just petite, short, tight body, perfect package. And I was like, okay, you know, so I was trying to hit up on her in a nice way. It wasn't like like a high school or anything, but then I seen her somewhere else. I went to Las Vegas with the family, and this was during the President Trump debate. Driving, talking to you people. Yeah, this was during the presidential debate with Donald Trump and his family. It was in Las Vegas, and I seen her, the same chick. She was at the airport in Long Beach. She's sitting there staring at me. I was trying to fumble around with my phone so I could get a picture of her. So I don't know if she was with the CIA, the Secret Service. I don't know if she was a hot Arab chick. You know, they bring these Arab girls over here. They follow around Christian men. Because it's not a secret anymore. You know, they've allowed all these rich Arab families to buy these businesses. Some of them probably own casinos in Las Vegas and own this casino or fund it. You know, the U.S. military and the U.S. government really didn't want to have Indians to have casinos and whatever. And then sit here and talk about it forever. But anyways, I'm going back to this chick because that really makes me angry. It makes me feel like she and her finance friends has something to do with me losing my job here, where I didn't get to help finish with this project. I mean, all we were doing, I was literally learning how to lay out elevation hubs. And it was mandatory that this company teach you, you know? Because TERO stands for Tribal Employment's Right Organization. That's what it stands for. It's supposed to give you a job. And I was literally driving all the way from the Tulalip Indian Nation here to work, and then I drive all the way back. Fridays were the worst because it would take 3 hours to get from here all the way back to the Everett area. You know, but I always appreciate it. I mean, you're making $48 an hour. It doesn't matter if you're spending. Back then, I had a nice Honda. It was $50 every 2 days. Not bad. I mean, that's nothing. That's 1 hour's wage. And I'm gonna post this to my YouTube channel because I asked somebody to correct this with me. The Tulalip Indian Nation should be sued on my behalf for not letting me get gainful employment on their reservation, and there was an agenda behind it. Because you started doing the same thing to me. You know, I was over there at the Angels of the Winds. I seen Reese dump truck there, a bunch of Reese trucks. That's a family that get handed contracts from the tribe, and they get contracts from Angel of the Winds. So here they're making all this money. And they're actually the ones that cost me several jobs. I mean, a lot of money. I was working with a company making $38 an hour. And one of the Reese trucks would show up at 7 o'clock in the morning. The next day, I was fired and I lost my job. And that's not okay. You people did that. That's not okay. You people did that. I don't care if the military told them to do that or NCIS. I was part of a Black Ops military unit. I shouldn't be having to put up with financial terrorists. Because there's ways you can threaten people and hurt people. Directly and indirectly. They found out that they couldn't use actual physical force against me. They attacked me violently several times on the reservation. And the cops would just laugh about it like it was a big joke. I'd go in there, I'd talk to the cops, and be like, hey, this took place and that took place. They would sit there and laugh about it, you know? And then they wouldn't even file no reports about it, but then they would falsify information against me. Extensively. So I don't know who ran up in there lying about things that never took place. So I would have security and people say, oh, there was like 8 ladies that showed up. They were FBI and CIA. They said something took place a long time ago. You were involved. And I don't appreciate these lies. And this message goes to the Obama family, the Biden family, the Trump family, all these families, because Obama was out on a reservation. And it's been one of the most corrupt law enforcement agencies and operations in Indian gaming. Same for your family. So this is what we're talking about. You know, I'm here in the area. I went out there because somebody stole my tablet. It had all my photos that I took. It had my photos when I was out there that I took. And you just don't do that to people, man. You don't sit there and take their electronic device or hack into their Google videos and photos. They've done that to me before. Now I try locking all my stuff. It's supposed to be safe. You don't do that to people, man. That's illegal that you do that to people. Doesn't matter if you're with the NSA or the Department of Defense somewhere. Maybe that those cops took away my Samsung tablet. And I said, well, that's not even part of anything. And they told me, oh, we took it for safekeeping because it's an expensive device. And we didn't want to just leave it in your vehicle because they're going to tow it off. And everything that was in my vehicle, I had something even more expensive than that, didn't even disappear. And then the cops never gave me back my Samsung tablet because they were searching for video evidence that I sent to General McKenzie. That's right. I sent some information to General McKenzie. It's a 3-page letter. It's about a Marine who was in Okinawa, Japan. He probably committed heinous crimes while he was over there. Disappeared some Japanese girls. I'll make all these accusations, man, because that kid was actually supposed to be a Washington State trooper. That was the plan. And I told him, I said, you know, it's my thoughts that they tell these guys who are supposed to join this, I don't know if you want to call it a satanic cult or some type of organization, that you have to disappear people off and families and cause harm to them, or do something to prove that you're going to be a part of the agenda. And yes, I'm talking about cops who get away with murder, cops who get away with crimes, and state troopers and sheriffs. You know, they all work together. So we've covered this a few times. I posted it to my Instagram, my Facebook. It's my right to do so. And that's something else I'm bringing up to the Biden family, the Harris family, the Obama family, the Trump family. All you families act like you don't get along, or you do get along, or whatever, man. Some of us lost a lot of friends far off in foreign countries, and you want to sit there and target their wives and their children with crooked sheriffs and cops, because it was always your plan to disappear them off in Iraq or Syria or Afghanistan, and now Ukraine. So we're having a discussion about this today. This is already like, what, a 20-minute video almost. Drove all the way out from the port of Tacoma, showed you the casino that I was helping to build, and I've had my say about it, because that tribe owes me money. They threatened me out there. Those people were weird. Swinnerton contacted every major office of Swinnerton. They were one of the major contractors that were running that show from California. They started acting weird in the meetings to me, and then everything was just cut short. And that shouldn't happen to me, man. You people from Swinnerton should not have done that. Same for Granite Construction. They have several locations. They were part of it. Anderson did a lot of work for our small casino, and they sit there and blacklisted me. I went in there saying some things, and then they twisted my words around, and they told our tarot department, oh, Mr. Power's not welcome to be on the job site. He's this and that, he said. And then they're giving all the other people jobs. All their families and their kids and their grandkids are going to get taken care of because he made all that money from the casino project. Right? That's what you did. We know who. Everybody here in this Washington State knows who. And NCIS was notified about it. So was the Seattle FBI, and it's not a joke. Because now we're talking about another tribe that owes me a lot of money that you stole from me illegally. And that's my say. You shouldn't have done that to me, man. It's not okay you did.